Well, greetings. You're not in the laundry basket. You're propped up on the diaper caddy now. But that's all good. So we're back for our class read aloud. We've got chapter 10 today of The Tiger Rising. And so as you can see, I'm very comfortable, but I am wearing green since it is St. Patty's Day. And I have on my llama pants, which, Leba, I know you're going to love that. So, chapter 10. Rob was sweeping the laundry room when Willie Mae, the Kentucky Star's housekeeper, came in and threw herself down one of the metal chairs that were lined up against the cement block wall. "You know what?" she said to Rob. "No, ma'am," said Rob. "I tell you what," said Willie Mae. She reached up and adjusted the butterfly clip in her thick black hair. "I'd rather be sweeping up after some pigs in a barn than cleaning up after the people in this place. Pigs at least give you some respect." Rob leaned on his broom and stared at Willie Mae. He liked looking at her. Her face was smooth and dark, like a beautiful piece of wood. And Rob liked to think that if he had been the one who had carved Willie Mae, he would have made her just the way she was, with her long nose and high cheekbones and slanted eyes. "What are you staring at?" Willie Mae asked. Her eyes narrowed. "What are you doing out of school?" Rob shrugged. "I don't know," he said. "What do you mean you don't know?" Rob shrugged again. "Don't be moving your shoulders up and down in front of me, acting like some skinny old bird trying to fly away. You want to end up cleaning motel rooms for a living?" Rob shook his head. "That's right. Ain't nobody wants this job. I'm the only fool Beecham can pay to do it. You gotta stay in school," she said. "Else you'll end up like me." She shook her head and reached into the pocket of her dress and pulled out a single cigarette and 2 sticks of 8-ball licorice gum. She put one piece of gum in her mouth, handed the other one to Rob, lit her cigarette, leaned back in her chair, and closed her eyes. "Now," she said. The scent of smoke and licorice slowly filled the laundry room. "Go on and tell me why you ain't in school." "On account of my legs being all broke out," said Rob. Willie Mae opened her eyes and looked over the top of her glasses at Rob's legs. She said after a minute. "How long you had that?" "About 6 months," said Rob. "I can tell you how to cure that," said Willie Mae, pointing with her cigarette at his legs. "I can tell you right now. Don't need to go to no doctor." "Huh?" said Rob. He stopped chewing his gum and held his breath. What if Willie Mae healed him and then he had to go back to school? "Sadness," said Willie Mae, closing her eyes and nodding her head. "You keep all that sadness down low in your legs. You're not letting it get up to your heart where it belongs. You got to let that sadness rise on up." "Oh," said Rob. He let out a breath. He was relieved. Willie Mae was wrong. She couldn't cure him. "Principal thinks it's contagious," he said. "Man ain't got no sense," Willie Mae said. "He's got lots of certificates," Rob offered. "They're all framed and hung up on his wall. I bet he ain't got no certificate for sense, though," Willie Mae said darkly. She rose up out of her chair and stretched. "I gotta clean some rooms," she said. "You ain't going to forget what I told you about them legs, are you?" "No, ma'am," said Rob. "What'd I tell you, then?" she said, towering over him. Willie Mae was tall, the tallest person Rob had ever seen. "To let the sadness rise," Rob said. He repeated the words as if they were part of a poem. He gave them a certain rhythm, the same way Willie Mae had when she said them. "That's right," said Willie Mae. "You got to let that sadness rise on up." She left the room in a swirl of licorice and smoke. After she was gone, Rob wished that he had told her about the tiger. He felt a sudden desperate need to tell somebody who wouldn't doubt him. somebody who was capable of believing in tigers. And there we go. That was chapter 10. So we'll pick up tomorrow with chapter 11. So now we've been introduced to a new character, Willie Mae. So she seems kind of like a straight shooter. She's not, sugarcoating anything, but think about what it would mean when she was saying to let the sadness rise up, that he keeps all of it in basically his legs instead of his heart. So I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.